Off the Cuff is supported by Patreon. Join today and become an honorary producer with in-show credit, plus get other off-the-cuff gifts and merchandise. Welcome to Off the Cuff, everybody. I'm Craig Mitchell. I'm very excited about today's show because today I'm going to be presenting a dish that has worldwide appeal. I'm not kidding. You've definitely heard of it. And it's vegan. It's gluten-free and it's already low carb. You intrigued? What dish is it? Well, I've been aware of this dish for most of my life, but I really got introduced to it in the 2007 film Ratatouille. Yeah, today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious version of Ratatouille. Now, let's be honest, there are thousands of versions of Ratatouille out there. There really are. But mainly the vegetables they use are eggplant, zucchini, and tomato. I have to be honest, I wanted to make a dish that looked a lot like the dish that they served at the end of the movie Ratatouille, so that's where I'm going. Now, also, after the Ratatouille, Ratatouille is usually a side dish now. It used to be a main dish, so I'm going to treat it like a main dish. And as a main dish, it's served over rice. You can do that. I'm not, though, because rice has carbs. I'm going to make cauliflower rice, and I'll show you how to do that too. So I ended up doing a lot of research on which recipe to use, and frankly, I was overwhelmed. So what I did is I decided to ask AI for some help. Now, you may not be aware, but I do have one of those personal assistant speakers, not one of the more popular ones that you may know, but it's called Alycesaia. There it is, yeah. So I decided to ask Alycesaia for help in finding a Ratatouille recipe. And you know what? It was no help at all, really. Watch. Alycesaia.
Hello, Craig. How can I help you today?
Well, this week I'm making the dish Ratatouille.
Ratatouille, a vegetable dish of French origin.
Exactly correct.
Or the popular Pixar movie of the same name.
And I don't have the recipe. Can you help me with that?
Of course. Craig, in my new updates, I can now respond in an array of current and legacy celebrity voices. Would you like to try it?
That sounds like fun!
Each question will be answered by a different celebrity, and they will answer just like their most famous characters would.
Great, let's do it!
It's all set. I sent you a celebrity list to your phone.
Cool. This is great. Sylvester Stallone. Can you give me the recipe to Ratatouille?
Yo, absolutely. You take 4 raw eggs, you crack them into a glass.
And then what do you do with them?
You drink them.
But eggs aren't in Ratatouille.
Then go out for a 4-mile jog, run up the Philadelphia Museum of Art steps, and jump around going, Adrian! Adrian!
I'll say a stop. It's a little too intense. Oh, here's a great one. Sam Elliott. I love me some Sam Elliott. Hey, Sam Elliott, can you give me the recipe to Ratatouille?
Ratatouille, huh? Well, here you go. 1 flank steak, 1 sirloin, 1 ribeye, and some tri-tip.
But that's all steak. Ratatouille's a vegetable dish. Why all steak?
Beef. It's what's for dinner.
Okay, all right. Alycesaia, stop that. What? Lassie? The dog? All right. Hey, Lassie, can you tell me the ingredients to Ratatouille? What? Somebody fell in a well? Get help? I don't know how to get help. I don't have time to call Timmy. Okay, Alycesaia, stop. It's a little too aggressive. Let's try another one. Oh, this is from my childhood. All right. Hey, Foghorn Leghorn, do you have the recipe to ratatouille?
I say, son, I tell you what is not in it.
Okay, what's not in it?
Chicken. That's what's not in it. It's a veggie dish. Is that darn dog again?
No, that's...
He's about as subtle as a grenade in a barrel of oatmeal.
That's Lassie for some reason.
I say, someone's in the well? Well, I'd better go and help. A rooster's work is never done. I'll see you later.
Alycesaia, stop. I want to try one more. Oh, I should have started with this. This is my favorite of all time. Samuel L. Jackson. Can you tell me what's in ratatouille?
Ratatouille? Easy. You take some Japanese eggplant, and then you get some motherfucking zucchini, and some onions, and some motherfucking tomatoes, and then... And that's how you make ratatouille, motherfucker.
Oh, I'll let Alycesaia stop. This is pointless. I'm never going to find the recipe.
Craig, you could have had the ingredients all the time.
How?
All you had to do is say it in your Edith Bunker voice.
My Edith Bunker voice?
Yes, go ahead. Say it.
All right, I'll give it a try.
Archie wants me to get the recipe to ratatouille. Oh, yeah.
Alrighty then, let's make some ratatouille. First up, the ratatouille sauce. 4 tablespoons of avocado oil, or you can use olive oil. 3 tablespoons minced garlic. 1/2 small onion chopped. 1/2 carrot shredded. 14 ounces of crushed tomatoes. 2 teaspoons dried basil, and 1/2 teaspoon dried parsley. Now for the veggies. 1 to 2 small eggplants that's cut into 1/8 thickness. 1 to 2 small zucchini, any color, also cut the same way. 3 Roma tomatoes, cut the same way, and salt and pepper to taste. And finally, for the cauliflower rice, 1 small to medium cauliflower, riced. First up, I'm going to slice up my eggplant, my zucchini, and my Roma tomatoes to make those appetizing slices for ratatouille. But I'm not going to do it with a knife. No, I'm going to use an alternative method. I'm using this. It's a food guillotine. Oh, I'm kidding. It's a mandolin. This will make nice, even slices. Now, the recipe that I did pick said the slices should be about 1/8 thick, and I think I have it adjusted just about right. Okay, let's start off with the tomato. Just be careful if you use one of these for your fingers, because this is extremely sharp. And as I get close to the end here, that's about as far as I want to go. Let's see how it looks. There they go. There's your first set of tomatoes. Oh, by the way, here's some mandolin music as I chop. Now let's do the zucchini. Mandolin with mandolin. Oh yeah, this is easier than tomatoes. But like I said, when you get down to the end, don't go down further than that. Protect, unless you have one of those devices, you want to protect your fingers. Oh, look at that. That looks beautiful. Look at these. Yes. Now this is Japanese eggplant. I chose it because it's smaller and easier to make into little circles. You can use regular eggplant, certainly, but this was a better choice for my recipe. You want to be a little bit more delicate with this. It's not as strong as a zucchini, but it's coming out just as good. Look at that. That looks great. Just, you can't push it through as hard, or else your slices get a little bit messed up. There we go. I think we're done now with the slices. Now we put these in the refrigerator as we now make our sauce. And here are all the ingredients for our ratatouille sauce. First, we're going to put in the avocado oil or olive oil. That can be whatever you want. I love olive oil. Now the onions. The onions go in. All right, and so they won't be lonely, those store-bought carrots. And we're gonna let this saute. We just wanna make this until the onions get translucent. Okay, we're ready for the sauce now. In goes the 14 ounces of crushed tomato. That's a nice sound. There you go. That's a cooking sound if I ever heard one. It's almost boiling. Look at that. Let's put those spices in. Here goes the dried basil. The dried parsley. Now salt and pepper to taste. I did about a half teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon of black pepper. I believe the sauce is ready to be put into our ratatouille dish. Okay, take our sauce and put it in here. We want to get all of it in there. Now spread out the sauce in the bottom of the dish. That's exactly what you want to do. Okay, now the fun part. Now we get to spiral in our ratatouille. Yeah, and we do this by alternating. I'm doing zucchini. I'm doing zucchini, eggplant, tomato. There we go. So zucchini, eggplant, tomato. There we go. Zucchini, eggplant. I sound like Droopy Dog. Eggplant, tomato. You're doing zucchini, eggplant, tomato. That's another impression I can do. Yay. This takes time, but this is like almost like an arts and craft project. It really is. This is fun. Oh, you know what, guys? I'm gonna go for a triple. Here we go. Zucchini, eggplant. This is a triple. This is a triple, and I did it. That is a triple. There we go. You know what? I bet a quadruple will do it. I'm gonna close that first gap. Tomato is running out of premium. We may run out of tomatoes, but that's okay. Because you know what? There's nothing I can do about it. Now we need one for the middle. Zucchini, eggplant, and parts of 2 tomatoes. Right there. I think I see it. I'm going to fill another gap here. And there we are. That's our ratatouille for the cheap seats. Now to get it ready for the oven, just need some olive or avocado oil. I'm using avocado. Spread it liberally on here. Freely on here. If you want to put a little salt and pepper on top, you can. Time to bake our ratatouille. Cover it in a preheated oven at 375 degrees for 30 minutes. Middle rack is just fine. There we go. After that, 15 minutes uncovered. And now, it's time for food facts. Ratatouille is a stewed vegetable dish that originated in the southeastern part of France, the province part of France, somewhere in the 1800s, right? Well, like we found out so many times in Food Facts, Ratatouille's origin is under a little bit of dispute. Yeah. Some historians claim that Ratatouille itself actually was developed in Spain, specifically the Basque County area or the Catalonia area of Spain. Ooh la la, controversy. However, there's still Yet another theory. My French accent's terrible. Yet another, but less subscribed to theory claims that ratatouille may have actually been invented by the Romans. Well, if they did, it would have been a lot different since tomatoes and courgettes weren't around yet. Courgettes is the French word for zucchini. So let's stick with the theory that ratatouille was a peasant dish that was invented by farmers in South France that took the end of the season harvest and all those vegetables that were ready all at once and combined them into one dish that became known as ratatouille. The name ratatouille actually doesn't come from a rat. I'm sorry, Remy. It comes from the word rata, which means stew with whole pieces, and touille, which means vegetables mixed together. Ratatouille. Back in the day, ratatouille was a healthy and hearty main dish usually served over rice. Now that's kind of changed. Today it still can be a main dish, but more commonly it's an appetizer or a side dish that's served with meat, fish, and still rice. Ratatouille got its English introduction in the 1877 edition of Cassell's Dictionary of Cookery. Yeah, that's my autographed copy. By the 20th century, ratatouille was popular at home and in restaurants. It was served the provincial way. That was with courgettes and aubergines, that's eggplant and zucchini, along with peppers, onions, and tomato, and served with an array of Mediterranean herbs and spices. Ratatouille can be served hot the day of and also cold the day after. As a matter of fact, many people believe that ratatouille is actually even better cold the next day. It's served cold. You know what that reminds me of? Kirk, my old friend. Have you heard of the old Klingon proverb that ratatouille is a dish best served cold? It is very cold in space. But this fire keeps me nice and warm. One of the very first recipes of ratatouille that Americans became familiar with appeared in the travel magazine La Vie du Rail, that's Rail Life, the French travel magazine, in 1952. The French chef herself, the great Julia Child, was a fan of ratatouille, so much that she included a recipe for it in her book, Mastering the Art of French Cooking. It was called Ratatouille Eggplant Casserole. Yep, she loved it. Probably used a lot of butter. Bon appetit! Okay, now it's time for ratatouille trivia. Let's take a look at how ratatouille is made around the world. First up, Spain. There. That's called pisto. Oh boy, I'd be pisto if you don't give me some. In Greece, it's called biryani, and many times it also includes potatoes. In Turkey, they actually have two kinds. They have turlu. Oh, that looks delicious. Very traditional. And they have, this one's tough to pronounce, Aymen Bialdi. No, that's Mayim Bialik. She hosts Jeopardy. She was on the Big Bang Theory. There it is. Yeah, this uses long, thin strips of eggplant that you actually put all the food in. It's kind of like a little vessel for it. Yum. In the Philippines, it's called pinkabet. I bet I finished mine first. In Malta, they have kapunada. Nice. In Bulgaria, they have gyvech. And finally, in Hungary, they have let's go. You saw this coming, right? Let's go to Hungary. Finally, let's talk a little bit about the movie Ratatouille. Yes, since the movie came out in 2007, it sparked a worldwide rise in its popularity. As a matter of fact, I adore this movie, and this movie actually got me interested in cooking. Yeah, it's true. Thomas Keller was the culinary advisor for the film Ratatouille, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, he actually helped design the dish at the end that was served to Ego. But oddly enough, even though it has much of the same ingredients, it's not really ratatouille. Yeah, it's actually a dish called Jean. Yeah, which is basically a fancier upgrade to the peasant dish. Yeah, I wonder what Remy would have thought of that. Jeff Remy, Igor loved the dish you call perspective. However, he did say that it is not ratatouille. No, he said it was Gian. Ah, shit, enough. So temperamental, I quit. Yes, and maybe for my severance, I get some money instead of cheese. Ratatouille, not just for France anymore. And that's Food Facts. Now for the cauliflower rice. Take a head of cauliflower and take off all this greenery. We don't need the greenery. Now let's just chop this up into small, manageable chunks. This is about, right here, this is about the size you want. Any bigger than that and your food processor will have a kind of a tough time dealing with it. You want this to become rice. This is ready to take the florets, put them into the food processor. Pulse this 5 times for about a second. Good, now keep doing it. And check it. This is looking pretty good already. One more round. 1, 2, 5. There we go. Put that into the bowl. There is our cauliflower rice ready to be cooked. There you go. Some more avocado oil in a hot pan. This is the minced garlic or your crushed garlic. Now bring in your rice, your cauliflower rice, and you're just going to stir it and mix it in. You'll know when this gets close to being done, it's going to get a little bit of a yellowish brown color, and that's exactly what you want. You can see it's got a little bit of a yellowish tint now. That's from cooking. That's good. That's what you want. You don't want it brown. Just turning yellow or amber, that's perfect. All in all, this process should take about 10 minutes, and we're almost there. I have it on medium-high. Okay, we're done. And this can go right back in its original, in the original vessel. There is your cauliflower rice. And there we go, the ratatouille. Actually, if you go by Food Facts, this is actually Sean. I know it's spelled T-I-A-N, but it's pronounced Sean. And boy, was this easy. It looks beautiful. It's healthy. Like I said, everything up front. It's gluten-free. It's low carb. I think this serving here has maybe 5 net carbs. That's pretty good. And of course, it's gluten-free, low carb. Oh yeah, and vegan, which is cool. And you can find this in the cookbook. Anybody can cook. No, it's just a prop I got. It's really cute from the movie. I'm very excited to try this. I have not tried it yet. What I didn't say up front, even though I've been fascinated with this dish since 2007, I've never made it. This is the first time. It's going to be the first time I'm tasting it. So let's dive in, shall we? Ooh, the ratatouille. Just like Ego did in the movie. There you go. Wow. I put some of that sauce on it. The vegetables are tangy and delicious. I taste the garlic, which was, believe it or not, it's in the rice. I don't know how that got there. I taste all the flavors. It's just dreamy. It's so good. I gotta try a little bit more. Here we go. Tomato is there. I love zucchini. The eggplant is it's all tender and delicious. Taste the basil. Now for the rice. Now you got the garlic. Okay, now I can see why. I put a lot of garlic in this. This is terrific. But I tell you, whether you use it as a main dish or a side dish, this is a strong crowd pleaser. And like I said, as long as you don't add anything to it, it's low carb, it's gluten-free, and it's vegan. This is terrific. Well, that's it for this time around. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, eat well, eat good. On the next Off the Cuff, it's time to nosh. Today, I'm going to show and demonstrate a recipe for low-carb bagels and homemade cream cheese. Get ready for an explosion of flavor. In Food Facts, we learned that bagels are out of this world. Canadian astronaut Greg Chamatoff brought 18 bagels with him when he visited the International Space Station. Take it from a native New Yorker, these bagels are good. With the schmear, just like in a New York deli. Join me for an all-new season of Off the Cuff Healthy Cooking with Craig Mitchell. Alternate Sundays right here on Strong Island Entertainment.